All right, fellas. You ready set to go?
Are we on?
Bro, we're always on. You already know how to start. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AO Chill podcast. Today, I got back in the studio my cousin. You probably know him as El Diablo last time we were in this bitch, bro. Last time we were in here, it was wild, bro. It's crazy. Bro, it's great to have you back. You want to just introduce yourself a little bit for the people who just didn't see the last episode or anything like that?
Yes, sir. My name is Brian Abarca. I am Luis's cousin. You can find me on Instagram at abarca.fitness or go on my website, abarcafitness.com. I am a personal trainer. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, bro. And you know what? Just to kind
And you're recording already, right?
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Yeah, we in there.
My hair
bro.
looks good?
Yeah, bro. Your hair looks great, bro. Your locks are wilding, bro. Wilding.
All right, good.
You know, I just wanted to talk about, you said you just moved into Hoboken, bro. How's that going?
Yeah, dude. It's a huge transition.
Yeah, do me a favor, just make sure you just try to chomp on that mic as much as you can.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a huge transition. It's great. I love it. Going from Clifton to Hoboken. You know,
bro, that's huge. That's huge change, bro.
Huge
change.
It's a step up. It's
I mean, the parking situation might be similar, but I mean,
to be honest, bro, like I thought it was gonna be a crazy deal. Like I thought I was gonna be stressing every single time I go home, but it's not. I mean, I got my parking pass, and
do you park on the street or do you have your own like little?
No, on the I park on the street. And I've been living there for like a solid month now. And
when did you move in? Did you move in June or did you move in May?
June 1st.
June
1st.
Where?
By June 1st, I was already living there. And dude, it was like I honestly thought I was gonna be stressing hard for parking, but there's been one or two times out of the month where I had to park maybe 2 blocks away, and that's just me being like,
what
lazy.
part of Hoboken? Like, if you're looking at it from like if you're coming in, you know, Carlos is. I mean, like the waterfront, basically. If you talk about the waterfront,
all right, I'm like
Carlos,
a 10-minute nice walk.
10 minutes, nice walk. Yeah, that's not bad, bro.
So I'm not where like all the drunk people are on Washington,
yeah.
which is good. I don't have to deal with drunk people.
Yeah,
but
that's great.
I'm not too far if I want to be one of those people.
No, yeah, bad. No, because I delivered in Hoboken for like my job, and I was in there like almost every day of the week for like basically all of last summer and basically all this past winter, just pitching to like different businesses. You'll actually find the ice cream company that I used to work for. It's like in a lot of the stores over there because I used to go pitch there all the time. Yeah. And honestly, I never found the parking situation over there is not too bad. It kind of sucks during like the school time. Like once you get used to like, there's different vibes. Like I feel like as the seasons change,
me
bro.
That, dude. I felt like I've been lucky.
I mean, like this sounds like the summer's lit. Summer's usually when it's lit. You know, people coming in, people coming out. You know what I mean? I wouldn't expect parking to be too bad. You know,
my block isn't that hectic though. I'm literally like on.
That's good.
Madison.
It's better to be like on a relaxed block because you get one of those hectic blocks, bro. I know people get their cars hit and stuff. Yo, and the winter, that's the only thing you got to be careful about.
Yeah, no,
when it snows.
I literally I already found like a parking lot to just park my car whenever it snows.
Word? Yeah, no, because the snow, bro, it's like terrible.
I know.
Like
I hear.
They'll
just bury you.
Yeah, they'll bury you, bro, and it's crazy, and they don't care anymore because after that point, like you know, they have these specific rules in Hoboken too, like for people who are visiting. It was weird. I don't know if they still have them. I don't know how they've been since COVID, but I remember a year ago because my boy's family like. They're like their whole lives, like generations they have living in Hoboken, right? So they were like, oh, like you're visiting today? I'm like, yeah, and they're like, don't park on the left side of the street. Or they're like, don't park west. Guests aren't about like west on Wednesdays and then east on something.
So on the street, I've been a dumbass already. I've gotten tickets where like on the street, I think on the left side it's residential and on the right side it's visitor. Or vice versa. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they changed. I think they switched it up, like based on the.
But
day
now I have my
like,
pass, and I could park wherever.
Yeah,
so I don't have to stress.
So how many tickets did you get?
So far, like 2, and it's been the same fucking week too. It was stressful.
Bro, did you have to? Pay
you know
them?
what's crazy? I honestly I still haven't paid them.
Yeah. Don't look at the podcast.
Yeah, right. But no, but it was like the same week, and it was street cleaning. I just got fucked with street cleaning.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
And it was like I was so mad because It was on a Tuesday. It was the street cleanings between like 2 and 3, and I was just there for like 5 minutes just to feed my fucking dog, and then
damn, bro.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh shit. So now, so they allow your dog in the apartment now too.
Yeah.
Damn, little Frankie, bro, the French bulldog, man. Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. Is he like adjusting to like?
Oh
the
yeah,
apartment
yeah.
and
He
everything?
was fine. Like I decided to cut his balls off. Yeah, I neutered him. Ironically, it was like the week of me moving in, so he was already calm and drugged up like the first few days, so it was completely fine.
Oh, that's lit. That's
So
lit.
he was in his cone. So yeah, I mean, like the transition was
it's
great.
not for nothing, bro. Like your dog had a set, bro. Like your dog had a set.
No, bro, like he was just getting crazy, man. Like
Yeah, man.
you know what it was is whenever I had people over, he just wouldn't. He just likes attention. So I would just tell the people who would come over, family, friends, whoever. I would just be like, listen, just you could say hi, but just ignore him after. But they wouldn't ignore him. Like,
Don't pay attention to my
right,
beautiful French
If you pay
bulldog.
attention to him, he's just gonna keep like going on, and bothering you. And he's a big boy. He's a solid 45 pounds. As a Frenchie, that's crazy. So, you know, he's just imagine like just a huge mini pit bull. Like he's just a pit bull.
I mean, he's
huge.
Built. He's built.
He's
bro.
huge.
Yeah,
he's huge. So it got to the point where there was a few vacations where I had to leave him with my mom, and my mother, she was just kind of like, he's just dragging me on the street. And he almost bit her. So I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time to just kind of neuter him, just calm him down. So
I mean, they're pumped up with testosterone. They're like that. They're tiny.
Yeah.
Like it's like a crazy meatball, bro.
Right. So I did it, and it was a great transition. And now I'm just like, walking him like the Hudson County Hoboken person in the morning.
You'll
crack
talk
it down in the morning.
Have you talked to any of like the passerbys?
Yeah,
and
but
stuff?
I'm like half awake. I'm already just like, Frankie, come on, just like, come on, just take a shit. Like, let's go home. I have to get ready.
I love hearing the conversation. Like, if you ever just sit down on a bench in Hoboken, man, and you just listen to people's conversations. You know what's funny? I was in Hoboken last night.
Yeah,
I was in Hoboken last night, just walking the waterfront, bro. Just lit up a quick blunt, bro.
Yes,
just
I was scratching my ass watching the Euros. That's all.
Oh yeah, bro. Yo, shout out to Italy, by the way, for winning that, bro. I don't listen. I don't know about that. What was it? Who did they play? Who did England play before? They were playing Denmark. Yo, I don't know about that penalty, bro. I don't know about that penalty. It looked very soft. I remember, like, I saw 4 camera angles, right? And it was the one that was on the back right shoulder of the guy who got tackled, right? When I saw it, it almost looked like on that one camera angle. I mean, on the other 3, it looked very soft.
Listen, Sterling, he plays for Man City, and he used to play for Liverpool. And as a Chelsea fan, I do not like him at all. He's a good player though, but he's known for diving. He's like a fucking English Neymar. You know?
I mean, I always say, like, at the end of the day, I think,
and you know, I won some money having England and Italy in the last 2. I had both money on them winning, just in case, whatever. But I was rooting for England until like all the commentators were just kind of like kissing their ass, like hyping them up, and I was just like, dude, like not even many Chelsea players were playing there. So I was just kind of like, let me just transition. Now that Ronaldo's eliminated and Portugal's eliminated, let me just transition to Italy.
they also got like one of the cockiest songs that like you could get, like the football's coming home, whatever. I was just like that. I remember I forget, there was like another like I don't know if it was Latino or like it was a commentator who just wasn't English, and he's like, yo, fuck that, man. I was like, damn. I was like, he's like football's everybody's home, and I was like, yeah, it is what it is, man.
It just pissed me off.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily.
There was not many Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm diehard.
Yeah, bro. I know. You got the tattoo and everything too, man.
There it is.
Hell yeah, man. It's sick, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, they weren't. We just won the Champions League. I don't know if you follow club soccer.
Well,
but
I'm a huge. I mean, I think we've talked about it. I remember actually when we talked about it before.
Wow.
This is when Christian Pulisic just started, right?
Okay.
He just started in the ranks. I think he just was getting interest from Chelsea, right? I remember we were in your basement, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I think Christian Pulisic is like, I think he's gonna be good." I specifically remember he's like, "Yo, American soccer's ass, bro. They're like, he would never even make the first team. Never even make the first team. And I was just like, yeah, and I was just like, bro, you gotta listen. I was like, bro, but this is like me back in the day when I was like, I was actually, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just as diehard MLS as I was back then as I am now. Right. I believe in the academies. I mean, I think they're showing promise now even more. But like this was back then. I was like, bro, you don't understand. The MLS is getting so much freaking better. And then you're over here just like, no, it's not, bro. But now Christian Pulisic's up there. You know, you got
there's a lot of Americans in Europe now.
There's a lot of Americans in Europe, bro. There's Americans in Barcelona. There's in Serie A, you know, in La Liga, Bundesliga, bro. It's like they're all coming up, bro. And it's great because you don't necessarily need every American to be successful. But the fact that there are American players having the capability to keep up and even work their way through the ranks. I mean, like Christian Pulisic, he's like, you know, like one of those people who just like, oh my God, like you really made it. I mean, he also came back from a lot of money, I heard. But
I don't know.
You know,
I just know that he's from what, Pennsylvania? Right?
He's from Hershey. He's from Hershey, Pennsylvania, man. And he actually, funny enough, because usually in life, if you know, like you could connect like through 5 people. Like one kid I went to high school with actually played in the youth academies with him, and then played in the U17, 16s at the time for the national team.
Did he say he was good?
Yeah, bro. He was like, yo, Christian's coming out, bro. He just signed for Borussia Dortmund. It's crazy. Wow. And I remember hearing this in the gym locker room when I was in high school. And I was like, oh, no way. And kid's name is Kyle Guerreri. Shout out to him, bro. I've always like been like so like, you know, I wanted him to succeed too, man. I always tell him, I was like, yo, you get into an MLS team? Let me know, bro. I'll show up to the games. And I'm a huge New York City FC fan. And being a New York City FC fan too, Gio Reyna, he's actually playing for Dortmund now. As I think he plays as a starter, but he plays with that other that blonde guy on Dortmund. I forgot, but they're both really young, bro. Gio Reyna's dad, I actually took a picture with him because he used to be the sporting director for New York City FC. So, but anyway, you know, all that connecting back to Chelsea, bro. I mean, it's just so dope to see Americans like coming into the sport, actually putting in work. I mean, did you see the game USA versus Mexico for that? I forget what it was.
I was working. I heard it was a shit show.
Bro, it was amazing.
It was like, I saw the highlights. It was crazy.
Amazing, bro. Like what came back, you know, Pulisic puts it, drills, I think it was like top left or top right corner, like something like, you know, ballsy, bro. Right. Runs up to the Mexico fans. He's like, yeah, bro, fuck you. And I'm just like, damn. I was like, we doing it like that now. I mean, like, we're an infant team. You feel me? You put us against like, you put us in the Euro, you know, like championship thing, or like, you know, the cup they just did, you know, like we'd probably like get dogged, you know what I mean? But
probably, I mean,
it's promising. It's promising. And what I'm basically, my point being is, bro, I called Christian since the beginning, bro. I was like, yo, he's gonna come up. I'm telling you. And now you have all these other like American players coming through. I don't know. I'm super happy for
bro,
that.
I mean, now that I'm looking at it, maybe in 10, 20 years, we could be up there, maybe top 15, top 10.
Yeah, man. And because it's crazy. I used to have so much love for like the older U.S. players. Like you're talking like Dempsey, you know, I love
Donovan.
Donovan was cool. Dempsey, I liked him. He had a little bit of flair, but I mean, like, Christian compared to what Dempsey's done, like it's night and day, bro. I mean, Dempsey was cool. Like he was one of those people like, oh, he has talent. I think he played for Tottenham for a bit.
I know. I remember he played for Fulham.
Yeah, I think maybe that was Fulham, right? Fulham. When he was playing for them, he scored some crazy goals, you know. But I mean, like Christian's killing it, you know, with Chelsea. And
I mean, he's a Champions League winner now.
I know, bro. I mean, like it's like
you can't really deny that.
Like no one can talk shit now.
Hopefully, we can win the league next year, and we're good, man.
So now transitioning. Oh, what was I saying before? Hoboken. Have you tried any of the restaurants, or have you tried any of the? Cause there's a lot of cool little places in Hoboken to go to. Like, there's actually just one place I actually pitched to. They probably still sell the ice cream from the company I used to work for. It's called Ma's Gourmet Market, bro. It's probably more near towards forget how many streets there are from the beginning, because it goes first to like all the way down, but it's more like by Carlos's Bakery, so I don't know, that's maybe in the 30s or 20s of the street numbers, but it's right over there, bro. They sell great food, a lot of great Italian places, bro. Was Hoboken wilding with Italian people after the championship?
I don't think so. I mean, like, again, I'm like a 10-minute walk from just the crazy area, so I wouldn't know. I was in my apartment. I literally just flew home from vacation. I was in DR.
Oh yeah, how was that, bro?
It was good. It was fun. So I was just kind of like just trying to relax, just scratch my ass, just because tomorrow I'm back to work. 3 days, 15-hour days, 16-hour days. It's crazy. So I was just trying to relax today, day off as well, And yeah, man. But I mean, shout out to Italy, man. It was crazy. But yeah, going back to Hoboken, I did go to. I have this Italian restaurant around my corner. I forgot the name of it, but it was pretty good. It was all right. I honestly, I haven't really enjoyed the Hoboken life yet, just because I feel like every weekend there was something. It was either I just came back from vacation, I went to St. Martin, then I had to just move in, and then I had my couch come in, I had a bunch of furniture coming in, then I had Father's Day, then I had this, and then I had that. It was just, I had a housewarming. It was just a shit show. So
Yeah, man.
now that I'm back from vacation, now I'm just adjusting my schedule just a little bit. Hopefully I could just kind of just take advantage of living in Hoboken now.
Yeah,
but
bro.
honestly, it's just been on the like just nonstop.
It's definitely relaxed to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like weekends get crazy, obviously on Washington and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just like walk around the more quieter parts and like, you know, see like some not necessarily the architecture, but you know, there's a certain vibe to all the buildings.
Right.
You know
It's
what I mean?
chill. It's chill. Yeah. I mean, it's just I honestly wish there was just more Spanish people there.
Yeah, that's one thing, bro.
You know what I mean?
Really
Because I'm, you know, sometimes I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking my dog, and I'm just like kind of like, oh, I'm surrounded by a lot of Caucasians.
Well, if you think about it, you're literally like, if I'm thinking about where you live, you're honestly probably closer to Jersey City. Like Jersey City's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, it's not in the beginning where you get off, you know, off of Route 3, but all the way on the other side of the end of Hoboken, you take that underbridge, and you're already in Jersey City, man.
Right.
And you're basically in the downtown area.
I love diversity. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So like I like to say hi to my Caucasians, my Latinos, my Black people. You know what's up?
Bro.
But like I'm just walking around at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know. Next thing you know, instead of having Quick Trek, I'm having Starbucks coffee. I'm turning into a white guy. You know?
bro.
Like,
I mean,
I'm
like,
walking down the street. I'm like, oh, hey, Bill, how's the kids?
But that's
you know?
what I'm saying, bro. Because you're gonna be walking your dog, and that's what I'm saying. I would sit on the bench sometimes. I'd be eating like lunch, you know, like in my truck, you know, from delivering stuff.
Yeah.
I have to be like, so Jim, I gave, you know, Clary yesterday a $30,000, you know, loan, and she hasn't paid it back in like, you know, a day. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I'm talking money right now, bro. I'm just like, shit. And she's like, you think $40,000 is too little of a present to give my daughter? And I'm like, shit, bro. And then she's like, yeah, she just turned 6 the other day. I'm like, yeah. I didn't get any of that shit, bro.
I mean,
bro.
Listen, coming from Clifton, coming from Banana King, coming from Checkers,
yeah,
coming from
man. Oh, damn,
all
man.
the way to
you're not gonna see a Checkers anywhere near there,
coming
bro.
from
anyway.
Going to Artichokes and you know Mad Hatter and all these places. It's
yeah. You know, I'll give Hoboken one thing. The deli, there's some Italian delis over there. I forget. The name's like tripping me right now, but there's one. That's on also on that end of Hoboken where it's like near towards heading towards Jersey City.
Right.
It's this awesome like authentic Italian place. They make their own mozzarella there and everything, bro. It's insane, bro. Like you can find some like legit.
Yeah, tell me the
places,
names,
bro.
man.
Bro, I gotta remember. I gotta look back at my route because I don't work for that job anymore. But yeah, bro, I actually pitched them. They sell ice cream there too, bro. Yeah, I used to put in work for my last job, bro. Yeah, I left though. They weren't treating me right, but it's all good. All right. But yeah, bro. So we were also talking about, you know, I actually wanted to get a little bit into. We talked fitness last time, and it's not the main topic of what we're gonna talk about today. I don't even think we have a main topic. We're just going into.
Nah,
shit.
man. It's just.
But bro, working out. So I just started like taking working out more seriously, bro, and it's been great, bro. I've been loving the process. Actually, like not. Because I feel like you shouldn't be like sore all the time. And I think that's what put me off when I would do it. You know what I mean? And I didn't know how to up my weight gradually.
Right.
Like I would just be like, oh, I've been doing like 25s for like the past 2 weeks. And then I'd just be like, oh, I guess now I could do 40s, and it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Right. My bench has improved like dramatically too. Like, bro, I'm not self-conscious or embarrassed about any of my numbers, bro. Screw everybody. Everybody's on their own process.
Yeah, of course.
When I started benching, bro, straight up could only push like 90, bro.
It's not bad, bro. It's not bad.
And I was just like pushing it up.
It's all about progressive overload, man. Just little by little.
Yeah, man. And the way I've been doing stuff so far, actually, there's another guy who actually worked with me at my last job. Yo, shout out Tom, because bro, this kid's just built 6-pack, bro. But he's like, he has like my type of build. He has a huge chest, you know what I mean? It's big upper body, but like, you know, he's also a wrestler, and he just showed me all of his workouts, like gave me everything. And basically for when he's building stuff, he does like 4 sets reps, and it's like 10, 8, 6, 4, right? And then you just up the weight as you get lower reps and stuff like that. That's been working out for me so far.
Right.
But like I went from 90 and now I'm pushing. I think I just PR'd this past week at like 130. I think it was 130 or 135 now.
Nice.
So like now I'm pushing that.
So you're at the 45-pound
Yeah,
place on each side,
bro. Yo, it feels
That's
so
a milestone,
lit,
bro.
Bro, I love, because now like it's not like I don't look like, you know, like because it sucks when you put those little freaking like, you know, plates on and you're just like
you put a 10 and a 2.5 and be like, all right, I'm ready.
and then you're struggling on top of that.
Nah, bro.
Like,
I mean, listen. I've had clients that start off from 16-year-old all the way until like 45, 50, and they all start from there, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
Know what I mean?
And it's great to like, you know, feel that too. And it's funny. And now the dumbbells now too. Like when I was like doing like dumbbell, like, you know, push presses or like, you know, chest presses and stuff. I was just doing like 25 before. Now I just hit like 50s now too. That's great, bro. Dude. Like I'm finally pushing those too.
And going back to your soreness thing, if you should be, you think about it like this: if you're literally sore after every single workout 24/7, and you're working, let's say you're working out 3 times a week, and your goal is to be sore after every workout, you're literally going to be sore 24/7. You know, if you're working out 3 times a week and your goal is to be sore after every workout, and usually soreness is like a solid 24 hours, 48 hours, or if it's really, really tough, even more than that, you're going to be sore 24/7. And then that's when a lot of people, they become demotivated because they're in pain 24/7. So then when they're in pain, they're like, oh, I could barely, you know, go to the toilet and sit down and, you know, take a shit, or they could barely go into the car, or they could barely just move, you know, in bed and when they're sleeping or moving around, like they're just miserable. So then if you're miserable, you're dragging your feet to the gym. If you're dragging your feet to the gym, you're not going to last there for a long time. So soreness does not, your workouts, it doesn't have to be dependent on soreness, you know?
Yeah,
you could have an amazing workout and you don't have to be sore.
Yeah, and you know, talking about like, you know, being demotivated from doing that, because I mean, like that's why I never got super into lifting at first, because I would always be hella sore and I would hate like having my chest like stupid like sore, and like, you know,
some people like that, some people don't.
Bro, it's like I got something like, even doing regular stuff, like I got to be mowing my lawn or something like that, and like I'm in too much pain to do that, and I'm just
can't
like,
even scratch your
I'm
ass.
like, yo, bro, I'm like, I'm not gonna do this if I'm gonna like, you know, I can't do regular things,
right.
You know, but you know, we talked about motivation a little bit last time we were on the podcast.
Okay.
You know, how do you feel about C4? You know, taking pre-workouts. Do you take pre-workouts to like, you know, work out and stuff?
Sometimes. I recently, you know, a lot, just because I do have long days at work.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I finish my 8-hour shift in the morning and then I have an 8-hour shift at night coming in, and I only have a 3-hour break in between, and I only have time to hit the gym, eat, and then go back into work, I'm like already dead from the morning. So I take my pre-workout. I usually go for Redline or Nitroflex or something like that. But I really try to like just stay away from that. If I really need it, if I need just a pick me up, like I'll go for it. But I really try not to.
What are the
C4 is pretty good though. I remember when C4 just first came out, like a few years back, and I was on that. I was on all types of pre-workouts, but you know, it just sometimes you get those like diarrhea runs, you know. Sometimes you drink that shit and you just, instead of warming up, you're warming up in the toilet and you're just, you know, right there.
I've never,
it sucks, bro.
I've had people give me pre-workout before, and to me, like, I'm already a very energetic person. Like when I need to get inspired for stuff, or I need to get hyper, like especially like the gym is usually like the first thing I like to do. Actually, more recently, like usually I work out in the morning, right? And I usually get like all my hyperness out like through there. But like if it's weird. I'm at the point where like I'm going to the gym up regular enough that it doesn't feel right when I don't work out. Like after we're done with this podcast, I'm going to the gym.
Yo, me too, bro.
I haven't got my pump in for the day. Like I feel like super lazy, and like I don't like those days anymore. And even like now my break days, because like even on my break days, like I like going on for a hike, and if it like I like going for long hikes now. But what are some of the negative side effects from taking, like, I guess not just and I just said C4 because like, but like pre-workout, you know?
Listen, I don't want to say that any. I mean, it is negative because, again, like if you're consuming things you can't even pronounce in the ingredient facts of something, maybe you should not be taking it. But again, I'm happy people like you or people like my clients or anyone are using that just to hit the gym. And if they feel like they need it to hit the gym, I'm happy if someone hits the gym and they're, having a healthy lifestyle and they're working out. But the downside about it is just, like you're just consuming unnatural ingredients. And there's energy drinks now that say they're natural, but it comes with artificial flavors and this and that and the 0 calories and all that. Yeah. And again, it's fine. Some people like if it goes well with your lifestyle and you're just always tired, maybe if you hate, tea, if you hate coffee, like maybe that's the best alternative. I rather you go that route than being like, you know what, I'm too fucking tired. I'm gonna stay home then. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
yeah,
it's kind of
sure,
like,
if
you need that pre-workout, go for it. But picking a pre-workout compared to like a coffee or a natural tea, obviously those are better. But if you need to go for that pre-workout, I mean, everybody has it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Everybody has those days. If you're
like I
tired,
said,
go for it.
I'm the type, like, I'm cracked, bro. Like literally, like there's something wrong in my brain, bro. Sometimes, because like randomly, like it's weird. Like I could sometimes just force myself to get like that second wind. Like I'll just like have like a moment to myself, and I'll just start like, I don't know, bro. And then I head into the gym. I'm hella pumped, bro. Do my workout, get the hell out. Sometimes it's just like that for now. And I honestly, I hope I don't lose that anytime soon, because like that's probably the time where like I imagine, because there's been some times I've gone to the gym, I'm like, damn, it sucks. But I haven't really gone to the point where it sucks and I didn't have like still a productive workout, because I think like I said, like you want to be pushing every time, you want to be like at least like like maintaining everything, or like I don't look to PR every time. I think that's really hard to do.
But take advantage of that, because I mean, like I remember I was always like that, and now that I'm getting a little older, there's days where you're tired, you're exhausted, so your body just changes. So just take advantage of that, because I used to be like that. I used to be like, yo, at the gym, I would hit it hard, then leave. I would be happy as hell. But now there's times, even me as a trainer, I'm kind of dragging my feet, because I'm training people all day. I have to have that energy, that positive energy to train my clients.
Yeah, Jesus
Christ. And thank God they don't see that I'm tired. And then I have to have that second wind, either naturally or unnaturally, like the pre-workouts or the energy drinks or whatever, coffee. And I have that second part of the 8-hour shift where I still have to keep that energy being positive. And, because if I'm half asleep or half dead and half demotivated and silent or whatever, while I'm training my client, it's like, that's demotivating. Like I wouldn't want my coach to.
Nah, bro. If I were you, I'd be like, yo, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'd be out.
You know what I mean? Or I want a refund. Like if I had a coach, like I do Muay Thai, if my coach was just half dead 24/7, like I wouldn't want to train with him. You know what I mean? So like that's a pet peeve of some trainers that I just don't like, and that with like they're on their phone while they're training people. Like, come on, dude.
How's Muay Thai going, by the way, bro? I saw you kicking some ass on Instagram, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's shout out to the Fight Lab in Fort Lee. I love you guys. It's nice. I stopped for like a solid 2 months just because work was crazy and vacation was coming up. But I pick it up again. And it's fun. I started doing a lot more sparring, and I've been getting my ass kicked. Again, like those videos, they're my highlights.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I know how it is.
I don't know if you noticed, but I threw in like one hit that I got dropped in the face. But just again, I'm not a pro, but it's a nice hobby that I've learned learning.
Bro.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I think it's great.
I like to be outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah, bro, I respect the shit out of people. Anybody who wants to get into fighting, because if you've ever actually been in the ring or sparred with anybody, like, and you get hit,
bro, it's crazy, dude.
And now you have to like your whole head is you get hit hard, bro, and you still have to defend yourself, and they're at 100, and you're not ready to take shit. Like it's like dude. You have to either go in defense
or
like
sometimes
offense.
You're just exhausted.
Yo, that too. Oh my god, that's the worst, bro.
Because bro, like sometimes my coach, we're doing mitt work, we're doing training sessions. And then last 10, 15 minutes, they were like, all right, we're going for 5 fucking rounds. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, man, And I'm like dragging my feet sometimes, bro. Like last time, that highlight that I had, I hurt my foot. I finished my rounds, but I was just exhausted. My blisters on my feet were just killing me, dude. And I I was dragging my feet at work the next day.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I was just in pain. I was in pain, dude.
I did sparring, like an amateur sparring for boxing before, bro. And this is like the first time I ever like, you know, stepped in, and dude, this kid was just ripping my arms the whole time. But I was thinking to me, I was like, yo, he's getting no face shots, he's getting no body shots. I'm good. But he was just working my arms. Then I was just like, I'm a bigger guy, you know, my cardio, especially back then, because this is like talking a year and a half ago. So I was way bigger. Cardio's not there. I was like, yo, I'm gonna save my power till the last round. He was working me. I think, and it was short, bro. I think we did like 4, maybe 5 2-minute rounds. I think it was like 4, bro. Or it might have even been 3, honestly. Okay. So I was like, if it was 3 rounds, the first 2 I just did shit, bro. He was just hitting my arms, hitting my body, and I was like, bro, this doesn't hurt, bro. I'm chilling. Bro, we get to the 3rd round, I couldn't eat, bro. My jabs were super slow. As soon as I put my arm, I was like, damn, like it's already hit. I'm like, damn, bro. So much respect for that, man. Because then imagine going up for 12 rounds in a boxing match, or even a UFC match, like 3 5-minute rounds. Jesus.
Dude.
Bro.
Yeah.
You saw the Conor fight. Did you see the Conor fight? Dude.
Let's talk about that. We spoke about McGregor last time.
Dude. I know, but now, all right, bro. You know this, because this is the time, because we're either seeing the end of an era.
It hurt.
You know, and you know what's funny? I didn't even see the fight. I didn't even see the full highlight, because I was out, like, you know, saying bye to a friend the night of. I just looked up the next morning. I looked up on like Twitter and stuff, and I just thought he stepped and broke his freaking. How do you, like? I know how you do that. But how do you do that when you're Conor McGregor? You know what I mean? It's like, and honestly, I'm looking at it now and I'm just like, you know, like I had hella hype for this, you know, like.
Yo, I'm calling it right now. There's going to be, you know, all right, so he broke his shin. Okay, cool. So hopefully, you know, thankfully it's not a broken ligament, or it's not a torn ligament. So that would have delayed the healing process and the rehab a little longer. But if it's a broken bone, believe it or not, you heal quick. So hopefully, you know, he's up in his feet, like just starting rehab in 6 to 12 weeks. And then, I don't know, I see him recovering within a year, starting to train, and I see a number 4. And by that time, I think Poirier would be champ, and McGregor will come back. Maybe he'll have like a shitty fight, shitty win, or, you know, who knows? Dana White would be like, we need that money, and it would just be straight number 4. And I see McGregor winning the title, avenging that, because that wasn't a win, bro. And this guy celebrating after that win, it wasn't
a win, but also like you look at the last. He didn't look great even before that. You know what I mean? I didn't think, all right, it wasn't anything special.
He came in firing hard, bro.
He came in firing hard, right? But it wasn't anything that was like, you know, like.
And if you notice, when this guy was on top of him, when McGregor was in the bottom, like his shots, they were just brushing off him. You know, he wasn't even bleeding. He didn't have any bruises. Like it was brushing off. So was he landing much? Not really. Was he in a good position? Yes. Was he in a top position? Yes. But I think, you know, it was close. Don't get me wrong. I still would have given, if that didn't happen, I still would have given McGregor maybe like a, you know, like a 51 chance, 49.
You know what? If it
was a coin toss. It's tight. It's tight. But McGregor, but I'm telling you, McGregor would have edged through. But he like I said last time, he avenges his losses, man, and unfortunately that shit happens.
When I'm diagnosing what's going through my head, especially when I'm talking to other people who think differently than me, because to be honest, I'm kind of playing devil's advocate right now. Okay, I'm definitely a McGregor fan. Like I was straight up gonna put like a G on McGregor winning, bro. Thank God I lost some money. I straight up was gonna put a G, bro. I was gonna put a rack, and I was like, bro, this is gonna be lit. And I was like, after my boy wins, and then I was like, I'll say this. I don't think there was enough in obviously this most recent fight to fully be like, yo, either side had it. You know what I mean? Because like, number one, I'm trying to take away like my freaking my bias for wanting to see, you know, Conor like succeed. Okay. And like if we're not basing it on this past fight, because honestly I don't think there was enough to see. You know what I mean? I think, you know, Conor came out firing. You know what I mean? Poirier, whatever how you want to call him, bro. Like, you know, he was doing his thing too. If there were like more rounds, like I think there would be more definitive answer. But the fact that it's 50-50, and if you go back to the last fight that he got dogged at, you know, it's just like, I think the biggest thing, if he, imagine this, right? Imagine this. He takes a fight before the 4th fight he would do with Poirier, right? and he loses that fight, where does he go from there? You know, and these are speculate. This is just like, you know, but
dude, he's still young. I mean, listen, everybody's saying that like you're hypothetical. I've heard it like 6 or 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, but because I'm starting to get worried, bro.
This guy's young. It's not like Anderson Silva where he was like 40 something and you break your foot or you break your shin and you're just like, oh shit. Like by the time he's back and he's 8'1", you know, he's gonna be like what, 45. I forgot what Anderson Silva, how old he was, but McGregor, he's gonna come back. He's what, 33? Like he's gonna come back at 34, 35. That's still, you know, like now modern day, like that's still kind of like you could still be champ.
Yeah, you can.
You know what I'm saying? He just has to put that work in. But
yeah.
I mean, that depends on him. But like I said, I see it. I see Poirier winning the championship because he's good. He's that good. But I did lose some respect with him, like cheering. Like you don't celebrate like that, regardless of what he said. Because again, they're selling fights. But you don't cheer like that when someone's down and injured, and this guy's just mocking him. Like, bro, come on, dude. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, then McGregor also was saying like shit about his wife, like while he was on the mat too, right?
I mean, they hate each other.
I feel like yeah, now they hate it because, you know, after the last fight, it seemed like they were chill. Like I didn't know where all this beef came from all of a sudden.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, McGregor was just coming out of like the humble like losses and all that stuff with like Mayweather and all them. So. I don't know, man.
Have you paid any attention to how Jake Paul, like, do you pay attention to any of that YouTuber boxing stuff?
I not really, but I have a lot of my boxing clients. They, you know, they're younger than me and they follow like a lot of YouTube fighters and they keep me updated with all that stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, bro, because if you're not super into Jake Paul, well, do you know the?
Well, all right, so
what do you know?
Jake Paul is the younger one or the older one?
The younger one.
All right, so he
just his last
he's
fight,
the cocky, like,
yeah, cocky. He just fought Ben Askren from the UFC, knocked him out first round.
Oh yeah.
Nate
the guy, he
Robinson.
just got a hip replacement. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I heard like the older brother, he's a little bit more respectable. He's the one that fought Mayweather, then, right?
He's the one who fought Mayweather. Yes.
Yeah.
And now Jake is set to fight
Tyrone Woodley.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one, dude.
You know what? Because like I said,
the young one is supposed to fight Tyrone Woodley.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think because to me, I don't like Jake Paul. I don't like the things he does, but I honestly think he's playing. I think if he's doing this from a business perspective,
he's smart.
It's genius.
He's smart.
It's genius. He's picking the right fights. He literally skipped the whole amateur phase. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get into like the real deep history of YouTube boxing or whatever, bro.
But that's how it is like nowadays, you know?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Like these young cats,
clout,
you know?
He got clout, and his clout,
especially on YouTube
career.
and social media. Like you have a push. You have like some type of network right there.
He got an $100,000 chain of McGregor holding NyQuil and like with his ankle out and shit like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro. It's freaking hilarious. $100,000 he wore on his neck. He got it before the fight, and he was like, "Yo, Sleepy McGregor," and he actually looks like exactly how he did when he broke his ankle, and he bought it before the fight, man. Like, and he wants to he tried to fight McGregor, and I think he offered him, I forget how much it was. I think it was like $50 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Not maybe that's too much. I forget how much it was, but it was like hella money, bro. And like now, like after seeing McGregor like lose and stuff, he was tweeting out. He was talking shit, bro. He's like, yeah, I think I offered him like $50 million. He's like, he could have $25 if he wants to fight me now. And it's like, if you're looking at it now, I'm just like, shit.
But he has no name though, man.
He does have no name, but you know what? He has money. He has people behind him. And honestly, if this Tyron Woodley fight goes his way, I'm gonna believe him. I'm gonna believe him that he could box. Cause like, you know, the Ben Askren shit. Ben Askren stepped onto that stage, bro, and he looked like trash, bro. He didn't look like he was conditioned at all. It looked like he just like, you know, he tried a little bit after surgery, but bro, he was slow. He's a wrestler. He's not a striker at all.
Right.
He got knocked the hell out. You know what I mean? Nate Robinson was the basketball player who like wanted to fight him because he was just like, yo, I could beat you.
Listen, he's gonna get caught.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyrone Woodley,
Tyrone Woodley got hands, bro. He got hands.
He has hands. All right, but the bad thing about Tyrone Woodley, like, and I want Tyrone Woodley to win.
Yeah.
The bad thing about that is that he's just a little older, and once you're a little older, you lose your chin. So if he gets caught, it might be, you know, but like, you know, I don't know. I'll still have my money on Woodley. To be honest.
I think so too, bro. Because he was actually did a couple training camps with Mayweather, and I'm not sure if Mayweather's gonna end up being his corner. Because if it is, I don't know.
I think I saw that.
Yeah,
like they're training each other, right?
He was training with them, but I'm not sure if like Mayweather's always training with a whole bunch of people, man. At one point, he was, I think, maybe he was even like training with Jake Paul at one point, bro. Mayweather's a slut when it comes to that, bro. Like, let's be honest, bro.
Bro, he's just collecting money. Yo,
yeah,
you heard that he bet 50,000 on Poirier?
Yeah, bro. And I saw the cash out, bro. He won like 30 grand, man.
Son of a bitch, man.
Bro. I mean, like, yeah, bro. I would have been mad as hell too,
that shit
bro.
pissed me off, dude.
Bro, I would have been so mad, bro. And I feel so bad for McGregor, man. It's like, damn. I'm hoping the best for a comeback. We were talking a little bit more before about fitness, and it's crazy getting into working out again and everything. One of the biggest things that confused me is actually like, proteins. I mean, taking protein, like, what would you recommend for anybody like just getting into like working out and taking protein? Because honestly, before, I wanted to use it for recovery. I knew that taking whey, like this is as much as like I know. Taking whey, taking slow, things that your body could process slowly, I think is like helps with muscle recovery and stuff. So that's mainly whey protein. So I was taking, I was broke at the time, so I was getting stuff from Costco and just taking that every morning, taking it before workout. And now I switched to lean whey protein. I don't know. It's like something I got from GNC, bro. And I asked the dude because probably should have called you, bro. But I was at the time, bro. I was just like, I walk in there, I was like, yo, just like, what's good, bro? And he's like, what are you trying to do? And I'm like, fucking build muscle like everybody else, bro. I don't fucking know, bro. And he's like, bro, I didn't know he's the wrong person to talk to, bro. Because at the same time, bro, he looks at me, he's like, yo, dude, I do real estate too on the side. Here's my card inside the bag. I'm like, fuck, bro. I just bought this shit, bro. I'm just like, whatever, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I'm taking that now, and it's just basically, it's similar to the protein I'm taking now, just less calories and stuff like that. Because if you're doing a calorie deficit, you don't want your protein to be like, I don't know,
right, low.
Taking
right. So all right, so. With the protein. So protein in general, I rather recommend, I rather have my clients take whole foods like their fish, beef, chicken, etc. And if they were to lean towards a protein powder, I would recommend a protein powder if, let's say, you don't have time to consume a meal throughout the day. Like, for example, I have doctors, clients who work 12-hour shifts and they don't have time, or nurses, they don't have time. So they don't have time to stop, have a half hour of sitting down, having a turkey, having beef, having this, having that, and having a whole meal. So what I would recommend is, all right, since you have that type of lifestyle, which I would not, as a trainer, I would not change your lifestyle because that's your job. I'm not going to be one of those trainers that tells you, you need to train, you need to drink or consume 6 meals a day. Like, dude, the guy's a doctor, or the woman's a nurse, or the woman's a doctor. Like, they don't have time to consume 6 meals. Or, so what I would recommend is, in that case, have a protein powder where, you can have, implement or add meals throughout your day. So if you have breakfast, whole foods, that's great. Have a protein shake during work, that's great. And then at night, when you get out of work, have a meal, that's great, etc. Now, in specifics with protein, like you said, the whey protein, that's the most basic, that's fine, that's great, etc. The slower digesting protein is one of them is called casein protein. So you could take that. I believe you digest that throughout 8 hours, which is pretty good when, let's say, right before you go to sleep. You're still feeding your muscles, still feeding your body throughout the day. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, protein's protein. I have a lot of clients or people on Instagram or on social media who reach out to me and they ask, hey, what type of protein should I take? And what I say is, do you really need that protein supplement? If you don't need that protein supplement, then you should just eat regular meals. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
yeah,
if you have time to have a proper meal, have a proper meal. But if you have a limited time because of work or because of school or whatever, you should have a protein powder then, just so that you could kind of replace it as a meal. And you can implement that into your program. So if hypothetically, if you're just trying to lose weight or lose some fat, yeah, you can implement, all right, caloric deficit, have the protein powder with some water. That's pretty much it, etc. that's considered a meal and that's low calorie, and there you go. But make sure that protein powder is not your diet.
Word.
You know what I mean? You still need real food.
So do you take like any proteins like now, or do you try to stick more to meals?
So I have crazy long days. So I have my protein shake in the morning. So that's my breakfast. I wake up, and plus it's quick. I don't have time to make myself some breakfast. So right before I walk Frankie in Hoboken, I'll have my protein shake. I take a vegan protein. It's called Orgain. It has probiotics as well. So I feel, dude,
I heard about
I feel like that really helps me with bloating. You know, I don't feel like I'm pregnant throughout the whole day if I have like a high sodium meal. So yeah, I'll take that, and that really helps my stomach. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. I have it with some other supplements, some fruit as well, just to give some taste. And then my first official meal or lunch is around like 11 a.m., 12 p.m. And there you go. And I consume that protein shake right before I go to bed as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't been eating as much eating or drinking as much protein as it was before. Before it was just like, it was my breakfast. Now that I'm kind of a little bit more relaxing and have time for the gym, have time to cook for myself, I've been doing a lot of egg whites and spinach in the morning.
There you go.
I got that Tapatio hot sauce, man, and that makes the meal, bro. Because sometimes your meals just get boring sometimes. I try not to put too much salt on anything anymore. You know what I mean? I try to stay away from that because I don't want to be bloated during the day. I don't want to.
Listen, I guarantee most of the people that feel fat, maybe 30 or 40% of that like chunk that you feel is bloat.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's the high sodium meals. It's the sangria that you're consuming. It's the margarita you're consuming. Is the shots that you're consuming. It's all that, and you just feel bloated.
Well, it's because sodium makes you what's it called? It makes you hold more water, retain water, right.
So, for example, you know, I'm sure one of those people that feel fat or feel pregnant all the time, I'm sure there's one day throughout the week where they wake up early or they wake up in the morning and they feel slim and they're like, oh wow, like, you know, I feel good. They start taking selfies and shit, right? Guys and girls. So yeah, I mean, like, that's when you're not bloated. So that's why you feel skinny. Now imagine if you're not bloated throughout the week, you feel like that 24/7. If you feel like that 24/7, you get more motivated, you get more confident, you know, like, and that's what you should be doing. But I always tell my clients, I always tell people to make sure you treat yourself throughout the week. You know, for example, like yourself, like if you want to have a cheat day, have a cheat day. Reward yourself. But make sure it's straight business all the other days, though.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think
you know what I'm saying?
That's when you get carried away a little bit. That has been my biggest challenge. I think my biggest, like, lifestyle switch. Because now, like, Monday through Thursday, really. Or I try to make it Monday through Friday is like straight business. Then the Fridays through like Sunday, like I have a little bit of fun, you know what I mean? Try not to go crazy. Right. I always try to keep at least, like, if I'm my calories, I pay a lot of attention to it, man. I try to keep around my maintain. And like, yeah, and it's great because before I was pushing, like, I think last time we talked, I was pushing like maybe. Last time we talked, I probably at 236, 238. I dropped down to 229, which was dope. And then at 229 is when I really started to like wanting to get into weightlifting. And I was just like, I was kind of being scared. I actually haven't stepped on my BMI reader in a minute. I probably should check up on that to see how much mass I've gained or like, you know, how much things have changed. Because I know you post that up on your Instagram with your clients, you know, you make it a big part of like, you know, success thing too. Because it's not always weight that it like means success, you know? And it's,
and you know what? People see that and people see just like the value of, and the quality of it. Because, you know, like anyone could just hire, Little Jimmy could hire Big Bob to be a trainer. And if he's just coming 2 times a week, 3 times a week, and they're doing whatever, and then they're like, all right, see you later. And they just, for training for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and there's no concrete evidence of or progression, like, what are you doing? Like, and that's a trainer's job, or like that's the client's job to even ask the trainer, hey, like, is there any type of way we can track progress? Because if you're just going there and, you know, whatever, and then I just feel like, you know, when I post those measurements, my clients see that, people see that, and you're just constantly just networking, and people see the value, people see the quality of that. Because, on top of my training, you get that, and people see that, and they're like, oh, I wonder what my body fat percentage is. I wonder what my BMI is. I wonder how big my hips are, or my glutes are, or my waist is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just quality, and people should be checking that once a month.
Yeah.
Now, don't stress yourself out and do that, every 3 days or once a week.
Yeah,
like you're stressing yourself out then. But like once a month is good. Six weeks is good. Like, you should be constantly checking that.
Yeah, and when you first start out on everything, I think what scared me about this time going into, because I've told you before, I've relapsed a lot on my health, on my work out ethic, and I think what changed it the most this time around is that when I went into it, my mentality was very different. Because before it was like, yo, I want to see results, major results within or like I expected after 2 months. Because like I told you, I really started doing every day and being conscious and marking down my goals for the past 2 months. And I just showed you a video that I have from my differences.
Right.
I went into it knowing that hey, if I see something that's even slightly better, I'm gonna count that as a big win. Not that, oh, I've done all these hours of work, I've gone into the gym, I've put in the work, because I put in the work these past 2 months. But I feel like a lot of it was reawakening a lot of my muscles, learning how to do correct form, and
that's still progress.
Yeah, and that's still progress with all that. And I imagine if I keep going how I was these past 2 months for the next 6 months, that's probably gonna be the crazy difference I want to see.
Yeah, of course. And what you could do is still, let's say, record your back squat record your back squat 6 weeks later, and if you see your posture better, that's still progress.
Yeah, man. And even looking at these podcasts, bro, because I was telling you before, I was kind of self-conscious about that, and even wanted to take new photo shoots and everything. I didn't want to have this crazy double chin hanging down anymore. But even looking from the first video we took, bro, I had no neck, and now I'm finally seeing a little bit of a neck. I'm like, all right, damn, all right, boy, all right, you got something there. I was like, oh shit. I was like, my neck's not swallowing up my chain anymore. It's lit, right. And even seeing someone the video I just showed you, my love handles went down crazy. You know what I mean? Now you see my back is a little more better. And what's crazy throughout all that is that I've literally stayed around the same weight. And weight used to be the biggest thing that freaking fucked me up in the head, bro. Because I was like, if I'm not losing weight, then I'm not making progress. And it's just 2 months ago, I was 232, putting in work, crazy work. Now I'm I think I'm back at 239, 230. That's not the craziest difference. But if you look at the photos and stuff like that, you're whoa, okay, I see. My chest is up now. My belly's not freaking out.
And you know what? The way that you used to think, I still have a lot of people that think that way.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't. But one of the first questions I ask my client when I first meet them is, are you a weight person, or are you a scale person, or are you more a visual, physical person? Because if you really want to just see the scale go down and you don't care about anything else, I could do that. You just got to, put in the work. I'll go into detail with X, Y, and Z, and then you'll see the scale down. However, you can see the scale down, but maybe, your glutes are going to go down, your waist are going to go down, for my guys, your arms are going to go down, etc. You're not going to be building that much muscle. We're only going to be focusing on weight loss. However, if you're more of a physical person and you want to see those specific areas be built, and then some specific areas get smaller, I can try to manipulate that just a little bit. Again, spot reduction does not work. You can't focus on one specific area to lose fat in. However, you could, as a trainer, you can still manipulate certain areas and certain spots where you can build muscle in certain areas and then have the illusion of having an hourglass shape. Mm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So I asked that, they give me the answer, and then we approach it that way. But I still do get some clients that they get demotivated when they see the scale stay the same, or maybe a pound or 2 pounds go up, when they see the waist go down. And they're just like, what's going on here? Something's wrong, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, nothing's wrong. Fat and muscle weighs the same, but they have different density. Okay. I think I even posted a video about this. So let's say fat takes up more space in your body, still weighs the same as the muscle. However, muscle takes up less space, but still weighs the same as the fat. So it's kind of like, you know, if you build 5 pounds of muscles like this, 5 pounds of fat is like this, you know, so you can lose 5 pounds, but still build a little bit of muscle. So then that kind of like, that's where you see the measurements go down, but then you see the scale maybe stay the same or the scale go up just 1 pound. And it's like, after I explained that, they're like, oh, okay, I get it. So, all right. So then we're good, right? And I'm like, yeah, girl, like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So people just need to understand that, and they need to make sure they remind themselves about that. Because even when I tell them that, we stop training, we accomplish our goals together, and then 6 months later, they're just like, hey, you know, like X, Y, and Z happened. Maybe, you know, we can start training again. And I need to remind them, and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot, you know, I was demotivated. Now, you know, you made me feel a little better.
Yeah.
You just need to remember that.
And you know, a lot of that is educating yourself in that too. You know what I mean? Because you can't. I think one of the biggest mistakes too, when I was getting into this, was just like, I thought putting in the work is gonna get like the exact results I want. And the fact of the matter is like, everybody's body's different. They
right, and you need to be smart
ways.
about it. It's about details. Like, it's just the details really do make a difference. Like, for example, not to nitpick at you, but you said Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you try your best to kind of behave, but you have your cheat days. Now, if you were my client, I would tell you, if you could really push yourself to, instead of having 3 cheat days where it's kind of like gray, strictly just do 2 where you could just get it out of your system. Saturday and Sunday, get it out of your system. You know, I'm over exerting and I'm trying to be funny, but if you want to black out those 2 days, go ahead.
Less, bro.
But go ahead. But then Monday, straight to business. Monday through Friday, straight to business. Friday night, if little Billy asks you out to hit the club or, you know, a rumbear or whatever, like, okay, fine, but make sure you haven't, you know, having low-calorie drinks, very low-calorie meals, because, again, that cheat day is tomorrow. Or if you really want to be flexible with that, have that cheat day that Friday night, Saturday, straight business then, and then Sunday back to that cheat day. But that's why I really try to push cheat days instead of cheat meals, because what happens is, if you just have a cheat meal, you reward yourself with that cheat meal, and then you feel like shit after. You feel guilty. You're like, oh man, I had fries, I have burger, blah, 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 this and that. You know, like, this is horrible. And then if you feel guilty later on that day, you're going to think about, like, I don't know, ice cream. And you're just like, you know what? I already cheated. I already feel bad. I'm guilty. I already messed up my diet. I'm just going to have the ice cream. And then you just kind of get the ball rolling on,
like
on
a
all that
snowball
guilty.
effect.
Exactly. All that guiltiness. However,
this sounds personal, bro. This sounds like me, bro.
No, but that's literally what happens to a lot of people, especially my clients.
Yeah, man.
So then when I just make them be conscious about certain things, and I'm just like, listen, get it out of your system. Don't have cheat meals. Have a cheat day. Just do whatever you got to do. Just get it out of your system. I have clients that are just like, oh yeah, you know, I had hookah that day. I had this. I had that. I'm like, all right, girl, cool. Like, now what about today? Oh, it's straight business. I'm like, that's my girl. There you go. Or that's my man. Good job. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, just get out of your system, and then it's back to business 5 days out of the week. Or vice versa. If, let's say, you're already cheating 2 days out of the week, and if you can maybe just push it to just 1 time a week, you know, again, progressively from 3 times to 2 times now, 1 time, and you're like, all right, Brian, like, I think I could try that. We try it. There you go. And that literally just shaves off the 5 pounds in a month, you know, 6 pounds out of the month. And you're just like, oh, wow, that little thing, that little change just really made a difference.
So I actually have a question with that then. All right. So let's say, because now I'm kind of like reevaluating like what I do, right? Because I've been being a little.
It makes
lazy.
You think, right?
No, it definitely makes me think. Yeah, because, you know, like, obviously, like, you know, I've been trying to get better and better at it. I'm like, okay, if I switch to 1 day a week, right? How
all right, that's a big jump though.
It is a big jump. Okay. Like I say, I wouldn't straight.
Right, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, right?
That's 3 to 1. That's crazy. I don't even think I would do that.
I'd probably do like 3, 2, and then, you know,
consider
the 1.
Exactly. Like
but I'm saying, if you do the 1, right? Because how wild are we talking about? How wild could you technically go on a cheat day?
Again, it's the cheat day. You could do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. But what happens is, unconsciously, since 6 days out of the week you've been eating well and you're straight business, and then that one day, let's say hypothetically in your case, that one day you have, for breakfast, crap, lunch, crap, dinner, crap, you're gonna feel bad after, unconsciously, like physically, not like mentally, but physically, you're gonna be like, oh man, like my stomach hurts, blah blah blah, and unconsciously that's going to kind of just like make you, limit going crazy on those cheat days. So then on that cheat day, you have a healthy breakfast, then you have a crazy lunch, and then maybe just a moderate or light dinner. So then you're like, oh wow, like I had my cheat day, and I still feel good. Not like last time where I blacked out and, I ate a shitload of crap or whatever, and then I feel like crap at night. You know what I'm saying? So it's just unconscious. It's psychological. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's awesome too, because when you start getting fit too, I feel like naturally you start wanting to get rid of some of the unhealthy practices you're doing.
Exactly.
You don't reach for that, like, snack, like, chips or like cookies or any of that.
Behavior change.
You're more.
But then then at that point it gets a little tricky. You're right, but it gets a little tricky when you have kids, etc. And then when you have kids and you have snacks at home, and I take another approach with my clients in that case, and that gets a little tricky, but they still see results with my manipulations and my little tricks and my guidelines and things like that. But again, in your case, just 3 to 2.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, like in a month, you're going to see maybe a few pounds off. You're going to see, I don't know, like your arms get bigger or your waist gets smaller, etc. You're going to see a major change just because that little change is just going to kind of just shock your body.
But yeah, in a month from now, bro, I mean, it's Monday today, bro. Like, I'll show you my results a month from now too, bro. Right. I'm excited for that too, man.
All right, man. It's July 12th, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, bro, I'm in super just motivated to go to the gym. Good. And it's funny because right now I go to Planet. And feel free, all right, because I was just thinking about this while we were talking. You don't have to answer this if you're going to ruin any sponsorships or whatever, all right? But listen, I kind of want to think about right now, where in the commercial chain of gym businesses, you're like top 5, like best to worst gyms to kind of go to in a commercial sense, right? Because like for me, because like I said, I talked about this I actually posted a couple of clips on the Instagram of me and my friends talking about going to the gym. And in one of the clips I talked about, I was like, I like seeing other people at the gym. And I was talking about like, seeing the big guy at the gym and like him hustling. I'm like, yo, if he's hustling, I could hustle. Now I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, yo, I want to see people who are bigger than me. I want to see people who are more muscular, who are like training hard as hell, because like, it's funny. Anytime I've gone to Planet now, because that's the one I go to, the most I've ever seen anybody put up on like the bench is like, a 45 plate on each side. You know what I mean? Right. And now I feel like I'm the shit there. You know what I mean? I'm like putting up 45s. I'm like, yo, what's up? Yo, you see me? I put up these plates, bro. I was like, what? And then now it starts looking better, because then you put the 10s and then the 5s, and it starts looking like an actual, like, it starts looking like, classic movie. You're putting up that shit. I'm like, damn, I'm coming after. I'm like flexing to me. I'm like, damn, bro. And then I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, I see my other friends who go to other gyms, and they're like, they three things stacked, deadlifting, whatever the hell they're doing.
Right.
I'm like, damn, I think that's the next step to like, surround myself more towards that people, because then that's going to make me want to push harder to like, hey, I don't want to be lifting this baby shit no more. Okay. I want to do that stuff. So
I know where you're getting at. I just want to, what's the question then?
So
I feel like I know.
Let's put, and feel free to add any gyms. Golds.
Okay.
24-hour fitness, Planet Fitness.
I'm about to get all these DMs,
bro,
like,
yeah, I mean, because this is the shit people want to hear, bro.
I got some just following me, and they're like, yo, get my boy. I need that commission,
bro. No, because I mean, like, because I think gyms should be competitive. You know what I mean? I think at that point,
right,
like, some people want to pay for a certain aesthetic. Like, I know 24-hour fitness, there was one in Wayne for a bit. They closed down after COVID, obviously because of everything that happened. But, you go in there, there's Zumba, there's freaking pool, there's this.
All right, so what are you looking for?
Me, I'm trying to look for the place that's going to give me a whole bunch of different varieties of weightlift, like different machines that are going to give me, like, you don't want to stick to the same thing. Like,
okay.
I don't know, over.
So
a
you
period
want a
of 2 months.
variety of strength machines.
I want a variety of strength machines, but
you
I also
want to see the big boys at the gym.
I also don't want to also see like the crazy meatheads who are just gonna be like, "Yo, bro, don't look at me while I'm lifting, bro. Are you freaking gay or something?" I'm like, bro, I'm literally just chilling, bro. I'm literally just chilling, bro. He's like, you're not even that big, bro. You're not even that big. I'm like, yo, relax, bro, relax.
All right, so number one, you're gonna see those type of guys everywhere.
Yeah, of course,
All right.
of course. Not too much of Planet
the
Fitness
gym
because
bros.
they have the lunk alarm, bro. You know that little they have the lunk alarm.
You know, I've only gone to Planet Fitness like maybe 3 or 4 times, and that was with our cousin. But I've seen the alarms. I never seen it go on,
bro.
But I've heard like you drop like a weight, and it should just like.
Have you seen the Planet Fitness memes?
And they're like,
bro?
fuera.
Yeah, bro. It's hilarious because you also see like the videos you see online of people doing like weird exercises.
Right.
For some reason, it's always Planet Fitness, bro. Like you have the person like doing like swimming with the freaking what do you call them, the cable pulls, bro? Like they're doing the weirdest stuff. Someone's putting like, you know, the tricep pull down like ropes like in between their ass cheeks, and they're just like moving their pelvis. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like I'm seeing these videos. I'm like,
okay.
So I don't know if I had to put a top 5, right? This is just me. I mean, I haven't been to any of the other ones. I've seen Golds before. Golds looks like pretty cool. If I had to put number 1 right now, it'd probably be 24, just because I've seen what they have. They when they had the one in Wayne, it was pretty big. Planet Fitness is pretty low on the scale for me, bro. I don't know if I could recommend. I would always recommend Planet Fitness for people who are just starting out, like me. You know what I mean? You start out, you know, you're trying to figure shit out, and I think it's a great place to go if you're starting to figure shit out. But if like for me, I'm moving from beginner to intermediate now, I feel like, or at least like, I don't know, like in between beginner and intermediate, right?
Right.
What would be the next gym that you would suggest that is a good step up from that?
Definitely maybe around. So I have a few different gym memberships. As a trainer, you have to network and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, I used to work at LA Fitness. LA Fitness is not a bad step up. There's one in Wayne. 24-hour fitness. I've gone there a few times. It's all right. The variety of the machines is there. The price is pretty high for what you get though. Yeah. LA Fitness, you have to join in specific times because the prices could get up there. But if they had those sales, it's good to jump on. Gold's Gym, I have a gym membership there, and it's pretty good. They have a high variety of machines. Everybody's respectable. Everything's fine. I mean, I would say best bang for your buck. I would probably say maybe Gold's or LA Fitness. But I'm just, again, I might be just being biased just because I was there like, more than 24-hour fitness.
I think a good gym doesn't make you think that you need to leave it. You know what I mean? I think like if a gym is really as flexible as it should be, right, like it'll take you from when you're a beginner, and it'll take you all the way up as high as you want to go. Yeah. And I think Planet, obviously, at some point, you know what I mean? I mean,
to upgrade, right?
It's funny. I think the weights stop at Planet around like 80 or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's like 60 or something, right?
Yeah, something like that up there, right? And I'm just like, I'm looking at other gyms.
So if you're trying to push heavy weight, if you're trying to push heavy weight,
you're going to need to go there.
I mean, LA Fitness is pretty good. Gold's Gym is pretty good. I'm sure 24-hour fitness is pretty good. They have similar machines as well.
Have you ever been to Retro?
Yes, I have. I forgot about Retro. Retro is pretty good too, and that's that's pretty cheap from what I hear. Just be careful. Just be careful with year contracts everywhere.
Yeah. I try to be.
Always stick with the monthly, because like if you don't like the environment, if you don't like the workers there, if you don't like this, sometimes the chemistry is just not there. You just want to hop off. You don't want to be tied down to a contract and drag your feet going in there,
Yeah, and I know, it's one that's really popular in Clifton. You've probably heard about it, Crunch.
Yes.
Yeah, have you ever been to Crunch? What do you think about Crunch?
Crunch is not bad either.
Yeah?
Damn, man, I should be knowing all these gyms. You're right.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Bro,
I forgot about these.
Because I'm saying, because right now I'm in the market, because I'm just like, I'm going to Planet, and like I'm starting tired to see, like I want to see people who are like lit. They're going there, and it inspires me, and I'm just like, hell yeah, like let's do this, because I'm like I said, I don't necessarily have a trainer right now. I'm not crazy interested in having a trainer.
All right, so I would probably say, I would probably say Crunch, Retro, LA, Gold's Gym. They're all tied. It just all depends on what you can afford, whether it's a year contract, whether it's monthly. Because again, I think if it's monthly, it's a little bit more expensive. But definitely those, they're higher end. But again, I mean, there's some gyms. I'm not sure if Crunch has, one of those Olympic deadlift platforms. If you want to get into, the heavy lifting, you would want to play with that. I'm not sure if they have that. Maybe they do. I know Retro, some of them do. LA Fitness, some of them do. The Golds, I'm pretty sure most of them do. So it just depends on that. But with the machines, I mean, I'm sure the machines are way better than Planet Fitness.
Yeah, I know. I just, sometimes you just be, I'm at the point where it's like, I feel like everybody from my high school, you know what I mean? They be heading to Planet Fitness. And it's funny. There's one that's like nearer to my house. And I specifically go to the one that's just an extra, like annoying extra 5 minutes away from my house.
All right. So then in that case, Gold Gym is like really next to your house. I hear that it's a PV reunion there.
Oh, nah, bro.
So I wouldn't recommend there then.
It sucks because, more and more, and it's funny, my gym, my interaction with gym culture has changed a lot too. Before I would go to the gym, and you know me, I'm a talkative guy. I mean, I freaking have a podcast. I love talking to everybody, right? I would go to the gym. I start lifting. I see someone I know. I'll be like, yo, what's good, bro? We start talking. And now nothing bothers me more for when somebody comes up to me at the gym and I'm doing my shit and they want to talk more than a minute. Like everybody gets a minute max with me, bro. Because I'm just like, bro, I'm in the middle of my shit. If they get lucky and they catch me while I'm walking towards something else, 2-3 minutes, bro, maybe, if that.
And you know what's tough? You don't want to be rude, but you start picking up the weight or whatever you're doing, and then you're like, and then you start doing it, and then they just don't get the message.
Yeah, that's and do you work out with music? Does that
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't work out without it.
I need like 3 or 4 pairs in my gym bag.
Yeah.
Just in case, like one's dead or the other. Like worst case, I have the cabled ones. Yeah,
yeah, because I have to work out, and I remember there would be one of the last times I went to the gym. This person I haven't seen in like years, bro. And they're like, oh my god, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm good, and I'm just like, I'm trying to lift, and I like, they're trying to talk to me, and at the same time, I'm trying to put my headphones in because I'm just like, bro, don't like.
You're listening to like 2 Chainz, and then you listen to Taylor Swift, and then you listen to Lil Jimmy, and you're like, oh man,
yeah, bro. Yeah. And it's just crazy. It's just great to like be learning this stuff, bro. Because like as a dude who's been chunky his whole life, you know what I mean, and doesn't necessarily do this stuff, it's great. And you start feeling different when you're talking to girls, when you're spitting game, you know what I mean. When you have a pump on, bro, it's the littest thing, bro. You know what I mean. And someone touches my shoulder, and I'm just like, bro, like what you talking about, bro? And it's like, I'm not even like big.
And they're like stop flexing. I'm like, I'm not.
I was like, bro, even when I got my COVID shot, bro, it was mad funny. The nurse was like, yo, can you stop flexing? I'm like, I'm not. I was like, what's up? And she's like, no, seriously, I'm gonna need you to stop flexing. I'm like,
it's arm day.
It's arm day, bro. It's arm. I got this pump, bro. What am I gonna do? And she's like, it's gonna hurt. Like, you're gonna feel the same.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. She put that vaccine in. I went home. I put the massage gun on. The next day, I was sore as fuck. It was fucked, bro.
That's funny as hell.
Bro. But yeah, man, I love that shit.
Yo,
man.
stop flexing. It's veiny.
Yeah, bro. I love feeling that way. You know what sucks? I'm kind of falling into the trap of lacking on leg day a little bit. I need my leg days to be a little better. Planet. Oh, that's also the reason I kind of want to move from Planet, because you could in all honesty, as long as you have a couple good weights, I know like you can make anything.
You can do whatever. But again, it's what you like.
Yeah.
I ask my clients, what don't you like? What are your workout preferences if they've worked out before, so that I could avoid some of those workouts? Because the last thing I want is, something that everybody hates or knows is burpees.
Yeah.
So I asked one of my clients, what are your workout preferences? Oh, I hate cardio. I hate burpees. Okay, great. So in their training program that I have on my iPad, I changed a few things. And if I have burpees in there, I'm like, all right, make sure I take out burpees and I substitute it or manipulate it to something else. Because again, last thing I want them to do is just roll their eyes, doing 4 or 5 sets of whatever, and then they're just dragging their feet. They're like, yo, fuck this guy, fuck burpees, fuck the gym, and then they end up having ice cream. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, what are your preferences? Now, with leg day, what worked for me back in the day was I never liked legs until recently, until the last few years. Why? Because I started lifting heavier weight. So maybe that could help you. I hated doing legs when I was younger, just because I was just like, oh, leg extensions, the basics, the ham curls, the leg press, and then my squats or whatever. But I would feel like I'm lifting 30 or 40 pounds when Big Bob is lifting 225, and I'm like, oh man, like I wish I had Big Bob's legs. You know what I mean? So
yeah, bro.
It's kind of like, all right, but once you start lifting properly and heavier, you're just like, oh wow, I just squatted 225. Let's see if I could squat, X1 a little heavier next week or in 3 weeks or whatever. So that could help. Once you start lifting like big boy weights, once you start like you just said with the chest press, you hit 135, you're like, shit, I can't wait for next week. Same thing with squats or deadlifts. Once you hit that milestone for a guy of 45s on each, you're hitting 135, you're just like, oh shit, okay, maybe I could hit 185 in a month. Maybe I could hit 20.
It's exciting.
It's exactly.
You know what? How do you feel? And this is kind of a controversial, like, I know, subject within, like, the gym community and stuff. Smith machine versus free, like the free bar, right?
Oh, okay.
I know, because, bro, I hear shit about it all the time. I'm not gonna lie. I started squatting on, because we talked about this last time on the podcast too. Everybody else is right and everybody else is wrong at the same time. Everybody says their own thing. And like, I've been looking at mad YouTube videos now, like on TikTok, bro. I'm on Gym Talk now on Instagram. The reels are always suggested gym stuff. And I don't like squatting with the Smith machine, bro. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel natural. And on top of it, I feel like if you don't get your foot placement right every time, like I always go by this. Something doesn't feel right, you start hurting, you're doing something wrong, your form's wrong, stop doing it. You know what I mean?
All right.
Because I was starting doing squats on the Smith machine, and I would get it good sometimes, but then once in a while, I would start getting like lower back pain, like not even just like, muscular, like it felt like spinal. So I was like, I'm not going to play around with that. You know what I mean? Spinal, you know what I mean? Because like, I don't know, is that a word?
I broke my back.
Bro, like,
where'd you break a spinal?
Bro, I don't know, bro. It felt like weird, bro. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. With the bench presses, I don't think it's the worst thing. I actually like doing the on the Smith machine, but like then again,
all right. Before I lose my train of thought, all right. So, number one, never copy what you see on YouTube or IG. Okay. Just because some people they coordinate some of their workouts based on their anatomy. Okay, that's number one. Always, and we could get back to that. I want to get back to that because I want to cover some points on there. But with the Smith machine in specific, free weight versus Smith machine, I prefer free weight. Free weight, you actually work specific muscles that stabilizes your body, stabilizes your hips, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you're actually working small little muscle groups to actually balance the weight on your body. Compared to Smith machine, where the most obvious comparison would be like it's comparing lunges to like, let's say, leg extensions when they're both focused on quads, let's say. You know what I'm saying? So like leg extensions, you're only doing this, right? Lunges, you're doing a functional movement. So you're working multiple muscle groups. If you want to lose weight or build muscle or lose more calories, you want to do workouts that make you burn more calories. You're never going to hear, a miracle where someone lost 100 pounds in leg extension or bicep curls. You know what I'm saying? However, if you're going to go to the Smith machine, let's say hypothetically, if you have lower back, a history of lower back pain or injuries or anything like that, Smith machines are not bad. Okay. Again, comparing it to the free weight is better, but Smith machine, you always want a Smith machine that is vertical. Okay, so there's something called a vertical displacement line or displacement line as a trainer or a strength conditioning coach, where when you are spotting someone or you're correcting a movement, you want to see the path of the bar be in a certain vertical pathway or as close to a pathway.
So not on any diagonal?
Nah.
Because the Smith machines at Planet, they're
especially
on the diagonal.
Planet, LA Fitness, even some, 24-hour Gold Gym, some of them are slanted. You want to stay away from those. You want to go to the one that's vertical, because again, the bar always needs to travel in a vertical line. Always, always, always. All right? There's ways that you can... People try to manipulate, the bar path if in the slanted Smith machine on IG or YouTube. Some may work, some don't. I've never tried it myself, so I can't really say. But in basic training is you need that, let's say in the back squat, you need that bar path to be vertical in a straight line. The path needs to be from the middle of your feet to mid thigh to your mid trap, etc. Same thing with deadlifts. You want that vertical displacement line or that bar path to be between your shoulder blades, the middle of your feet, and the bar. All those three things, that imaginary line needs to travel up and down. If it's slanted, even when you're playing with free weights, the trainer needs to correct it or you need to correct it yourself. But if you're already starting on the Smith machine where it's slanted, you're already putting yourself in a... Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why I don't like it. You know what I mean? And I think squatting is such an important part.
So if you're going to play with the Smith machine, you want to play with the Smith machine that's vertical.
Yeah.
Because again, it's that vertical displacement line. That bar path needs to be vertical and straight.
Yeah, it's time to change gyms, man. For me, it's about
So let's say if you're doing rows, if you're doing deadlifts, if you're doing back squats, again, that bar path needs to be vertical. It can't be slanted. So if you're doing it on a Smith machine that's slanted, stay away from that.
Yeah, for sure. And you before you got into this, you were talking about the different anatomies of people. You said you wanted to get into that.
Right. So, all right. So let's say, for example, the do's and don'ts of fitness. Let's say squats. Okay. Some people, they feel pain in their front part of their hips when they squat down. And they feel the pain when their feet are vertical compared to their feet being diagonal, right? So toes out, toes in. If you ever heard of people having, make sure your feet are vertical, pointing forward, not pointing out, or vice versa, a trainer should not be doing that, or someone should not be saying that. They should be asking, how do you feel with that movement? Again, applying the vertical displacement line and all those things, but how do you feel with that? Do you feel any pain anywhere? Why? Because if you, based on your anatomy, let's say myself, I have a big hip socket, and the head of the femur goes into that hip socket, and I have my feet vertical. I might have pain on the front part of my hip. And does that mean I should stay away from squats? No. You can manipulate your squat stance based on your anatomy.
That's dope, bro.
So,
that's so dope. Yeah.
If you try, let's say, toes out, you would probably be able to get deeper. Your spine will be neutral, and that will be a proper squat. And if the bar path is great, you're doing a proper squat. And if you feel no pain, that's your proper squat stance. And whenever you do squats, you should always have that stance then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I completely understand
it's little things like that. It's based on your anatomy.
Because I was looking up on, like, because like I said, bro, I've been taking
or vice versa. Some people, they can't get deep enough, having their toes out. And again, it depends on their, hip anatomy, their femur anatomy. If they have bigger femurs, short femurs, if you're tall, short, deadlifts, if sumo deadlifts are better for your back and you don't feel anything in your lower back, maybe you should stick with sumo deadlifts instead of regular deadlifts.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So you can manipulate your stance base and exercise based on your anatomy. And that's why I like to do in my first session of all my clients. I assess them, I make them go through a full body workout, I analyze them, and most of the time, not all, but most of the time, some of my clients, they say, I feel this, I feel that, I feel pain on here, I feel my pain on my lower back, I feel this. And I just tell them to either change their feet, change their stance, go a little wider, go a little shorter. And they're just like mind blown. They're like, oh my God, I could squat. And they're able to get deeper. And I'm just like, that's your squat stance. Stick with that. Don't copy anything else. Don't copy little Jimmy from the gym. Don't copy Rebecca, that Where's Gymshark 24/7 at the gym? Don't copy IG. Don't copy this. That's your squat stance. Stick with that until we progress to something else. You know what I mean? Or it could be flexibility issues. The reason maybe sometimes you feel lower back pain when you do squats on the Smith machine, besides the fact that it's slanted, maybe you're not warming up correctly. Maybe you need to warm up. Maybe you need to do specific warm-ups. Maybe you were sitting down the whole day because of class, you know, and your lower back is tight. So maybe you should be warming up your hips, warming up your hips or your glutes, and you won't feel any lower back pain when you squat. It's little things like that you could just really make a difference.
Yeah, bro. I was just thinking about that too, because I've heard before I remember watching different videos. People are like, "Yo, you have to do this. You have to have your feet stand if you're gonna want to work this muscle, or you're gonna have to have them straight." You know?
Yes. So that applies if, let's say, you don't feel pain in any specific workout. So let's say, for example, if you're in a leg press, you don't have 3 knee replacements. If you don't have this, you don't have that. If you're A1, you never feel pain, etc., and you're on the leg press and you want to get fancy with your quad dominant hamstrings, work your glutes, you can have your feet together, you could have your feet up, you could have your feet down, you could have your feet wide, etc. But again, if you have specific injuries, there's some things that's going to feel like they hurt. You don't want to be in pain when you're doing workouts.
You know, speaking about that, how was your recovery doing with what was it? Was it it wasn't your knee, or was it your shoulder, right?
It was both.
Oh shit. My bad, bro. How is that going along for you, bro?
Good, bro. 2019 was bad, man. Yeah. For people that don't know, I ended up tearing my right shoulder. I tore my labrum.
How'd you end up doing that again?
Doing bicep curls.
Damn.
So I wasn't even going heavy. I was playing with 20 pounds, you know, and I was just killing time. I finished my work and I was like, hey, you know what? Let me do some bicep curls. And I was doing preachers. That's when your arm is on the bench. And with the moment arm and the leverage, I guess it just put too much pressure on my shoulder. And what my sports medicine doctor told me was like, it was bound to happen. Maybe it was just overuse of maybe my first year, not being educated and working out by myself before I was a trainer. It could be wrestling, it could be soccer, it could be anything, you know? He was just like, thank God you weren't doing a chest press or a shoulder press, because you would have been out for the season. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the weight falling on you. And then I tore my ACL playing soccer. Yeah. It was just one of those rainy days on a turf. It was a rookie mistake. I put on cleats instead of turf shoes just in case, just so that I won't slip, and it was a rookie mistake. I just stepped wrong, tore my ACL.
Damn, and how did it feel tearing your? Because I tore my ACL too.
I didn't feel pain.
You didn't feel pain?
No, I wasn't.
Did you feel a pop or anything?
No.
Damn.
It was just completely torn. But it's funny because it felt wrong. It just felt wrong. So I just stepped wrong.
Were you able to walk after it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? So like I fell on the ground, and one of my teammates, it was in the middle of a soccer game. It was a co-ed league. And one of my teammates was just like, oh, he pulled his hamstring. He starts stretching me. I'm like, no, don't do that. It's not my hamstring. So I try to stand up and I'm like, yeah, I can't trust my knee. So I'm just like, all right, you know, like it's not swollen. Do I see black and blue? No, whatever. So I'm like, all right, maybe I stepped wrong. I laid down for a little bit. I elevated it, see if, you know, it feels a little better. It was halftime. And I was just like, yeah, no, I can't do it. So I just kind of like walked to my car, and on my way home, I finished the game early, and on my way home, I just it wasn't pain, but the fact that I literally just came back from my labrum tear, my rehab, I just started work like literally 2 weeks full time again. Literally just came out of rehab on disability, started working 2 weeks, went to a co-ed league. My second game, I did something to my knee. I start crying and I'm tearing on my way home, and I'm like, something's wrong. And I get home and I'm just like, I get into shock, and I'm like, holy shit, like something's wrong. So I go into bed, and my girlfriend at the time, she was just kind of like, put your feet up, you know, like I'll be over soon. And I'm just like, all right, like I'm kind of hungry, bring some pizza. So she brings some pizza, and I don't see anything wrong with my knee until like maybe 10 minutes later, and I see just my knee start swelling. just a little bit, but I'm just like, all right, like I could still move it. I'm bending it and I'm like, I'm fine. But then as she comes with the pizza and she was like, oh babe, like it's sprained, don't worry about it, like it's nothing, like you're just being a pussy. And I'm like I don't think so, like something's wrong. And the next day, bro, like I literally couldn't step off bed. I just couldn't. So she felt like shit because I ended up going to the doctor. He tested it 2 seconds later. He was like, it's torn ACL. Yeah. And I texted her and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking pussy, right? I'm like, I fucking tore my ACL. And I knew I tore it. So like, I was just literally in tears that time because I was just like, all right, I missed work for four months. I started working 2 weeks. I'm gonna miss work for like another 4 months.
It's an emotional process,
dude.
Bro.
29 back to back major surgeries,
sucks, bro.
Dude. 2019, I was literally in disability for maybe 8 months, 9 months.
I'm so sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, dude.
Shit,
but it was great. Like I look at it as a blessing in disguise because I started working on my website. I started working on my own business. I started working on, Abarca Fitness, the brand. And it was great. Like once I came back to my my job, my gym, I was already like maybe, all right, maybe I need to start doing my own thing. It was just a blessing. Honestly, if those surgeries didn't happen, like I'd probably still be, I'd probably still be working at that gym, doing whatever.
Bro, everything in this life happens for a reason, man. Everything, bro.
Exactly. But
so how was the knee surgery for you though? Like, where did you go? Did you go to there's a place in Wayne that I know that does really good ACL surgeries.
So,
I feel like you're about to tell me you went to like DR. He's like, I got a $30 replacement, bro. He was just...
No, I had a cadaver. So I had a cadaver. That's when you don't use your own tissue. You use like
someone else's. Yeah.
Basically a dead person's tissue.
You a zombie, bro.
I used someone else's Achilles as an ACL replacement. So just to avoid that big incision in the knee, because
that's what I got.
Because what happens is you delay rehab a lot more. You have to recover a lot faster. So, dude, my recovery was like within like 3 months, 4 months, I was squatting 225. It was crazy.
That's dope.
Crazy, bro. Like the place that I forgot where I got the surgery, but the place where I rehabbed, shout out to Edge. I'm gonna tag you guys. And my PT Giancarlo, he helped me out. Ironically, it was the funniest thing. Like I reached out to him to help me out. I didn't even know, but we ended up going to grade school together.
Oh, no way, bro.
Yeah, dude. He was just like, bro, like, yo, like,
it's great.
I remember you. I remember you. I was like, oh shit.
It's great when you see people
dude.
like that,
so
man.
I mean, it was crazy. So he helped me out, and bro, he could tell you, man, like within a month, 2 months, I literally was able to bend my knee completely within 24 hours
of the surgery. Sometimes it does happen, dude, like that.
I walked out of surgery.
Oh nah, bro. You built different, actually.
Yo, bro, I walked, bro. I have proof. I have witnesses, dude. Yo, like I walked out of surgery.
That's crazy.
I walked out of surgery, dude. Like, was
it painful for you? Like, bro? Because my surgery, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It was the only surgery I've ever had in my life. It was the worst experience I've ever had. I
can imagine. Yeah.
Worst experience I ever had. I went in and like it was cool with the doctor. The doctor is actually, forget his name, bro. It's slipping me right now. But he actually does the ACL surgeries for the Giants.
Okay.
So I was like, cool. I guess I'm in good hands, bro. If he does for the Giants and shit. Went into surgery. I have good insurance, bro. So bougie ass place, bro. It was lit, bro. The nurses were so nice, bro.
Now, why didn't you go like the cadaver route?
So
did they scare you with the risks? Because they when they tell you the risk, you're like, oh shit.
When they told me the risks, and on top of it, bro, I was looking for everything. There was actually, I don't know what this doctor is doing now, but like, bro, when I tore my ACL, bro, I got emotional about it, bro, because I joined like support pages on Instagram, bro, and they started showing me like different routes and stuff like that. And there's this one actually doctor in New York who's like, you tear your ACL, if you come with it to me within a month, I'll fix it completely, fully healed. The next day you'll be walking and actually be ready for sports. And I was like, that's some sketchy shit, right?
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
he was like a new and upcoming doctor. His shit wasn't FDA approved, but like he had videos of the results of people, and he had had like one person who's like, oh, I did it 5 years ago. I'm still lit. And I'm like, bro, I kind of want to risk it, bro, because that sounds lit. But no, what they did, because the thing is, I fully tore my ACL and I had a tear in my meniscus.
Oh, man.
So with those two things, so what they did, they took one of my ligaments, cut it in half, used it as the ACL, and they were just telling me, they're like, bro, they're like, this is probably going to last longer, blah, blah, blah. He's like, the rehab will be good. And the problem is that I tore my ACL in May, right? Forget which year. This was probably like 2017, 2018. I tore my ACL in May. I had planned the trip to hike Machu Picchu in August. So I was like, I'm not canceling the trip. So I had the whole surgery done, the big ass incision, I have the big ass scar and whatever. But the surgery, bro, like I said, nice ass place, bro, like beautiful. Going to the surgery, I wake up. I kept passing out from the pain when I woke up.
What?
So, and they wouldn't let my parents in until I was stabilized. So I woke up and I remember just looking, and I saw the nurse, and I look at the nurse. I'm like, bro, I'm literally in crazy pain right now. And then I just remember like, oh fuck. And then I fell asleep. Then I woke up, right? And then they're like,
oh fuck.
And then I woke up, and then they're like, literally like just fucking died, bro. I didn't know what to do. So then I woke up again, and then I hear the nurse, and she's like, we gave you 1 shot of morphine. And I was like, I don't think it's enough. And I'm like, fucking like again, bro. Literally again, bro. I just like, so they ended up giving me 3 shots of morphine, bro. They gave me 3 shots of morphine. Finally let my parents in, bro. My parents come in. I am high as shit, bro. I haven't been that, I know why people get addicted to like, like Oxy or whatever, bro. Like
you say some crazy shit?
Bro, I didn't see anything crazy, but I was just lit.
No, did he say anything
crazy? Well, the thing is, like, I was used to being high, but like that at that point I was just like, like I had a little bit of experience to hold myself back. I remember my dad being next to me, and he was wearing like a white shirt and had a Peru flag on it, bro. I was just looking at that like it was the craziest shit of my life, bro. And then they wanted me to get out of the bed and stuff and get into this wheelchair. And I was like, bro, I don't even know what's going on. I got home, bro. The high wore off. Threw up or whatever. I think that's regular.
Yeah.
I think they said that's regular after surgery. I don't know, bro. But I was also big, you know what I mean? So it was like less unhealthy or whatever. But
maybe from the anesthesia, maybe.
Yeah, and then that night, I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. The same amount of pain I was when I woke up from the surgery, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning with. Damn. And then my mom, she's very careful with the Oxycontin and everything, bro. And honestly, bro, they need to fix something with that shit, bro. Because honestly, like, they gave me 50 pills. 50 pills of Oxy, right? Guess how many I actually took to like, for my recovery process?
That's probably like 4 or 3.
Bro, I took like 3. I took like 3 or 4, maybe.
So that should barely even last.
I could have trapped the rest of that on the street and been like a millionaire after that, bro. But not necessarily.
You know what I did? I during my rehab, because the hardest part, the most painful out of the 2 surgeries was definitely my shoulder. However, the rehab for the ACL was extremely painful in a shorter period of time, just because I was able to bend my knee. But since when you get the full range of motion in your knee after an ACL surgery, now the goal is, or the progression is, to fully lock your knee and be able to lock it, right, and fully extend it without any pain. So like the worst pain was when like you had to rest your foot on like a chair or on the table, and they put like 5 or 2 pounds on your knee. I remember. And you have to do that for like 5 minutes. I would literally tear up, and I'm like right in front of the PT aides and all that. Like, I'm just like, oh shit, this shit hurts. So I would actually tell my surgeon, I'm like, hey, like, can you give me like more meds? Cause rehab is intense. I'm like a month or 2 months ahead of rehab. Like, and this is tough. Like, you know what I felt? I felt like, since I was ahead of rehab a month or maybe a few weeks ahead of rehab, I felt like my incisions weren't healed yet. So I just felt like everything was just still like fresh and
very
raw.
well could have possibly been that.
You know what I'm saying? So like I just felt a lot of pain. Like I felt good like doing the movements, but after, man, like I just felt like it was just like in pain. So
yeah, I think I maybe waited like 2 weeks or something like that before I got back. Well, went into
dude,
PT
I wanted
and
to get
stuff.
back like ASAP,
I know,
dude.
but
for me, it was like definitely like 4 days 4 days, I was already doing shit.
I needed to like get back quick because like I said my whole family planned the whole trip to Machu Picchu, bro. I couldn't not be.
And you know what?
This.
Honestly, if you took the cadaver route, you probably would have been. Were you able to hike it?
Yeah, no, bro.
dope.
Honestly, I was actually way ahead of schedule, and it was crazy because I wasn't in pain during PT at all.
Oh,
like,
crazy.
I like when they put the weights on, bro. Like, no, I was literally wild in PT. I didn't understand like what the hell was going on because they'd put weights and they'd be like, "Is that good?" I was like, "Yo, you could put more. I'm chilling." The electric machine, that shit was the craziest thing, bro. Because they would put they put it on right, and then be like, "Okay, tell us where to stop where you're comfortable." And I was like, "Oh, is the higher you go, better?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, just put it to the max. And then they're like, what do you mean? And they're like, just put it to the max. And then she would keep going. She's like, do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? And I was like, I don't feel anything, bro. Like, just keep going. She's like, it's already at the max. And I'm like, bet. And I was like, I guess I'm gonna get healed quicker. And then I love seeing like muscles just freaking twitch and all that stuff. It'd be great.
Yeah.
And then I also wanted to push myself heavy, bro. Like they would put me on the balancing stuff, put me on the trampoline, the stepper, the leg extension stuff. We also did like some ball exercises where they would toss something to me, and I don't know if I kicked or whatever, but I remember I was like balancing, or like I was balancing on the knee and I had to like toss a ball to them, and I would take it super seriously. And it's funny because the people at my PT place, like it was just older people, you know what I mean? So, and I would be there and I was chunky still, and actually was losing weight during PT because I was just going for it. And I would leave drenched because I would just be like, I need to hike this thing in Machu Picchu. And when I went to Machu Picchu, it was great, man. I mean, my knee was probably like 80%, which was enough because then I had
so it was May, that's June, July, August.
That's like 3 months. Yeah, I felt really good. The only thing I couldn't do at that point when I got to Machu Picchu was there was no part of the trip where I was like, I need to take a break. Like I was able to keep up with everybody. I was able to like do everything. There was only one time where I was just like, there were like 3 hikes in a row we had to do. I did 2 hikes in a row, and the third one I was like, yo, you know what? I could probably do this, but just in case, I'm not gonna do it, just because I'll just stay at the freaking boat that we were at or whatever. I had the brace on and everything. Oh, the only thing I couldn't do for a while was put any pressure on my knee. So like actually kneeling down and like putting pressure on my knee, it just felt weird. It wasn't painful, but it was almost like I don't even know. It's like, I don't know, someone's molesting my knee or something. I don't know. I think that's the best way to put it, bro. Because it's not like, I don't know, it's just awkward. Like, it's like, how do you molest a knee? I don't know. But like, yeah, it felt like, I don't know, someone's like, molesting my knee and stuff like that whenever I knelt on it. And I was like, yeah, this is how it feels, bro. And nowadays, like, it's more comfortable. I don't like, I've lost a little bit of feeling on my knee.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like if you put your finger on my knee and like you're going in like a clockwise or counterclockwise circle, like I probably can't tell you what you got. I could tell you're touching my knee.
Do you feel like a little funky when it's like raining out or snowing?
I don't. Matter of fact, I don't. I really, the weird stuff, like I know some people still get fluid in their knees. I know some people like when it's cold, like their knees start to buckle and everything, or like, they feel a certain way. But honestly, like since I feel like I'm kind of lucky.
I feel like that's like a gray area. Like my PT told me, oh, you might, or, sometimes like I would have a session, it will be raining. And I'm like, oh, I feel like some type of way. And he's just like, oh, it's probably the rain. I don't know if I believe it. I just feel like it's a coincidence, to be honest. Because even, bro, like it could be sunny outside, and I'm like, oh, my knee feels a little funky today.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. It could look like Judgment Day outside, and I'm just like, oh, my knee feels good.
You know what? Weirdly enough, I've never had a point where I was like lifting, squatting, or doing some type of exercise, even like playing a little bit of soccer or doing something like physical, where my knee felt like I needed to stop. I feel like whenever my knee ever feels weird, it's usually at the most random times. And like, like I'll be
For
like,
me, sometimes it's when I'm sitting down and I'm like crossing like at my legs are like a 4 position, like for a long period of time. When I move it, I'm like, ooh, and then that's pretty much it. Like
I could just be like walking in the mall regularly, and then all of a sudden, like I just feel like it's weird, and I'll just sit down for a second. I'll just give like myself like I don't know, like literally just a few rubs on my knee. I'll be like, okay, cool, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Molest your knee.
Yeah, just molest my knee myself. I could consent when it's myself. You know what I mean? Like when it's somebody else and it's unconsented, bro. It's like shit, bro. It's my knee, bro. But yeah, man, like, and that shit was all great too. You know
what was scarring for me during rehab, and shout out to Giancarlo for doing this, but I hated him at that moment. But like, since I injured my knee playing soccer, this guy, he puts me on a Bosu ball. So I'm like balancing with my right leg, and my ACL was my torn ACL was my left. So I'm balancing on my right leg, and I had to kick the soccer ball with the Yo, I was just like, bro, like I haven't touched a soccer ball since I tore my ACL, my guy. Yo, you want? He was like, yeah, man, let's do it. I'm like, oh shit, bro.
Yeah, but
that was
honestly,
scarring.
yeah, but
I didn't even want to play soccer after that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Have you played soccer since? Like, have you tried it?
Yeah.
I haven't played crazy soccer like outdoor.
I was scared. I was scared to play soccer, but I like eased into it. I was scared to even do Muay Thai because the kicking and the kneeing. But I felt fine, you know?
You know what? Just as a precaution, whenever I do soccer or anything, when I do lifting, I'm not really that scared. More, I'm just soccer because I'm still a big, heavy set guy. And you know what? It's just a fact. When you're a bigger guy, you know, you're putting more pressure on your joints. You're putting more pressure on areas where, you know, like probably if you were fully fit, it wouldn't be as much of a risk. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I would say your joint needs to get used to the fact of like your body weight shifting. So for example, like with ACL injuries or rehab, you need to be moving side to side and doing agility work. So when you're doing that, you're kind of making that joint comfortable and used to the fact to shift weight or shift side to side. So if you ever want to do that, you need to kind of practice agility work so that you could get into it. But if I'm going to tell you, let's do some agility stuff after, you know, like you're risking your knee. You know what I'm saying? But you got to progress it.
No, yeah, of course, and it's hard work and putting that time in. You know what? We're coming pretty close to the end of the podcast now because this is actually probably going to end up being one of my longer podcasts.
Yeah.
But I wanted to end on maybe a lighter note or at least like a goofier note.
Okay.
Have you ever had a client do something like during a workout? Like, for example, like, because I feel like, have you ever had like a client fart like while working out or something, or like you're helping them or something and you're just like, fuck, and you just like, you have to be professional? Like, I'm just asking, bro, because this definitely happened. This is definitely, there's no way. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it, bro.
All right. So there was a handful of times, but the worst time was when I used to work at a gym. I was helping her do. It was a woman. I was helping her do a fucking pull up, dude, and I had to spot her.
Yeah,
like from the back. You know what I'm saying? So I had to like kind of push her back. So like her ass was like here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So all right. So long story short, she was doing some banded pull-ups. She had to put her foot on the band, put her hands on the handles, and she's pulling herself up, right? And the rubber bands are kind of assisting her to pull herself up. So I gave her a lighter band so that it could be a little harder for her. So I have my hands on her waist, trying to spot her just a little bit. And next thing you know, I just get a whiff of like fucking Chinese food.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, it smelled like straight up egg rolls. And like, bro, I hear it. It was like one of those like, huh? It was like, huh? I was like, oh, like I like try to play it off. I had one hand on her back. I was like, oh shit. And I know she saw my eyes. I was like this, and I know that she saw the reflection of my face. I was just like, oh shit. We didn't speak. We didn't speak about it after that. But I had to play it off.
Yeah, some of those things you just gotta let go, bro. You know what I mean?
Yo, I took it to the face, bro. Like it was like no filter. It was just straight. Like it's not one of those like you're squatting over there and you get it like a little whiff, you know. But it was like straight. I could have gotten pink eye, dude.
That's terrible, bro. That's terrible. Yeah, man. I mean, because I know stuff like that happens. Like I have a masseuse, right? And so like one time I was getting massaged. You know, she just got a little bit too close to the thighs, bro, and we just laughed it off. You know what I mean? I was just
stop.
I was like, yeah, bro, make the little tent. You know what I mean? And she's like, say, oh, look at the tent, and I'm like, oh, I was like, my bad. I was like, we can just do my back, bro. Just like, you know, because
bro, like you can't even do it. Like, I mean, I didn't walk away and just like leave her there. I waited for her set to finish, bro. And I'm like, all right, take a break, take a lap.
I'm a child, bro. I probably would have laughed so hard, bro.
Nah, you gotta be. At least for me. I gotta be professional.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, ew.
I respect that, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast again, bro. It was a pleasure having you, bro. Damn, literally it goes so quick, man. It goes so quick, shit, bro. And we've been talking for like what, like an hour 40. This is probably gonna be.
That's around. Crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
I think my longest podcast I've had so far is only like an hour 38. So
yeah,
it's probably
all right, bro. I mean,
yo, let the people know where they could find you. Promote whatever you want to promote, bro. And go ahead and let them know.
first of all, I hope there's a third.
Yeah, hell yeah,
right.
bro. Hell yeah, man.
So again, guys, it was a pleasure with my cousin Luis. I call him Beto. Ayo, chill. This is the podcast to be. Always a lot of love here. My name is Brian Abarca. I'm a personal trainer. My facility's in Union City. You could follow me at Abarca, ABARCA _fitness on Instagram, and my website is abarcafitness.com. All right. So if you guys need some advice, need to answer some questions, or to want to talk to me about something, or want to talk about clients or training or my services, you can reach me out there. A lot of love, man.
Bet,
Had a
bro.
lot of fun.
And y'all guys already know, y'all can find Ayo Chill on Instagram at Ayo Chill, on TikTok at Ayo Chill, basically everything at Ayo Chill. You can go check the link tree that's on the website as well.
With
you
two
could
O's. With two O's.
Two
Ayo.
O's. You could also check me out at BETO_music on my Instagram. And so while the music's fading out, I always ask a random question. So this question is going to be, if you're at a public gym, would you rather have to do the rest of your workout completely naked in front of everybody, or have to do your workout with literally the worst, just shittiest playlist for you music-wise, but have to do like an intense workout?
Which one I would rather do?
Yeah, which one would you rather do?
I mean, being naked would be funny.
Yeah, I think like it would be funny too, bro. Can you imagine just squatting and your shit just dangling there, bro?
just straight squats and my shit just touching the floor.
Have you ever gotten hard while working out? Is that
I mean, sometimes, you know, there's blood flow. I'm not gonna answer, but sometimes there's blood flow. Sometimes you chill and I'm just like, oh,
I don't know if I've ever popped one before, but it would be pretty funny if I did. I mean,
all right, I have. You know, fuck it. I have, dude. Fuck it, man. You know, sometimes it just swings, man. You know what I'm saying?